Looking to get into off-roading with your family, especially your kids? Well, here are some tricks and tips that I use to keep my family happy and safe on the trail. Hey Logan, what does Daddy need to bring to make sure that you have a good trip off-roading?
Snacks, music, and movie, and water.
Good job. I'm going to split this video into 3 segments: safety, planning, and entertainment. First things first, you want to make sure you have the proper seats and that they are properly installed. For instance, I have a booster seat for my 5-year-old, I have a child seat for my 2-year-old, and we are now testing out an infant seat for my 6-month-old. Something that I read about that I'm going to incorporate is giving my children a whistle. That way, if they wander off or get lost, they can use the whistle to signal me and I can find them a little bit more easily. It's not something I've done to this point, but it does make sense. One rule of thumb you should consider, even if you don't have kids, is don't wheel alone. If you break down, you're all by yourself, and if you have kids, it's even more dangerous. So wheel with other people in case you break down. You always have a ride out of the woods, or you can get your kids to safety. Another tip is to make sure that your children are dressed appropriately for the weather, as well as bring extra clothing in case of emergencies. Along with extra clothing, you want to bring a blanket in case you need to keep warm. Another tip is to make sure that all loose items inside of the cab are secure, and in the event of a rollover or a sudden shift in the rig, it could send those objects flying through the air, potentially hitting people inside the cab. When planning a trip with your kids, make sure that the time it takes to finish the trail or the length of the trail falls within the tolerance that your children have for being in the vehicle. When choosing a trail with your kids, make sure you take the terrain into consideration and maybe throttle back on the aggressiveness in which you drive or the obstacles you attempt. One other thing to keep in mind when having the kids is to keep plenty of snacks, water, and food for them, just in case you either have a breakdown or they get hungry along the way. And in the last part of the planning section, if you do have the option, try to wheel with other families. That way, if you do stop, children have someone to play with. And when it comes to entertainment, I like to keep my kids entertained because they may not enjoy the woods nearly as much as I do. So I actually have a small head unit that I bought that's really cheap off Amazon. It's a $40 head unit that actually plays movies, so that keeps them engaged, as well as play music that they enjoy. And then I also, believe it or not, I carry bubbles. My kids love bubbles. When we stop, they roll the windows down. You look at my rig and all you see is bubbles coming out of the side of it. They seem to really enjoy it and it helps them pass the time. And lastly, don't forget why you're out there. You're out there to enjoy nature, engage in other off-roaders, and to share the sport. Teach your kids to also tread lightly, pack out what you pack in. Hey Dylan. What's your favorite part of off-roading?
Jeep parts?
Which Jeep parts? You like Jeep parts the most?
Yes.
Okay. What else do you like about off-roading? What's that? Jeep Talk Show? Okay. We get stuck. All right. What's some stuff that you need when Daddy's driving? Seatbelt. Okay, what else?
No. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, let's find out. How's that sound? All right. Thank you for watching my tricks and tips on how I'm wheeling with kids. If you have any other suggestions, please feel free to comment below. And if you like what you've seen, please like, share, and subscribe.